Hello, 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 hello. Hey everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Hey everyone. Oopsie. Forgot to deactivate the the feedback. All right. Hope you're all doing good. So today I will be working on the Twitch part again. I'm probably going to leave it aside for a bit because I had a friend of mine who asked me to work on a project, and I was wondering about working on this project live so that you guys can see it as well. Basically, this friend of mine, and again, this project I'm going to be working on is going to be during the holidays. So I have a friend of mine who is a lawyer, and he has documents that he needs to write on a regular basis. However, there are elements that come back very often. So references to certain texts, text of laws, and this kind of stuff. And he asked me to create some kind of a templating engine where he can select what paragraphs and things he is interested in and organize everything. So that was just an idea we had the other day, and I thought that it would be a nice little project to be working on during the holidays. So nothing too fancy, something simple and easy. You don't want to after all, holidays were created to get some rest. So that's probably what I will be doing starting next week. So next Saturday, expect me to either be starting working on that or mention that again. Today, as I indicated, I will be working on the continuation of this Twitch bot. So basically, right now I had a problem because I am relying on the Twitch4j library, and this Twitch4j library is expecting some kind of a consumer. Basically, a consumer is we pass an object. We have an option where we pass an object and that returns a unit. The problem I have is that I am using Zio, so that is not really what would be expected by Zio, because well, it's returning a unit is very often going to be a very indicating of a side effect, and we want to avoid side effects. However, I've found a way to work around this kind of stuff, I think. So I did some changes compared to what I was working on last week. It seems to combine now. However, I haven't tested it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first do a quick pass just to make sure that just to jog my memory a bit. And then after, I will be working, running some tests, trying to understand how things work. First of all, I'm going to try again the ping command just to make sure that everything is still working. Then I will be trying to add a new command to evaluate expressions using Batch. So it's a Batch, for those who are not familiar with, is the bot shell. It's a very simple language that I've been working on. Basically, it's I have an if statements. I have a possibility to create variables, functions, and this kind of stuff. So I want to know. I want to see if I can integrate this with my bots. Yeah, and that is it for me. Oh, before I start, give me 1 second. I've got my cat who wants to get back inside, so I will be opening the window for her. Be right back. Okay, back. Sorry about that. Yeah, and that's the thing when you've got a cat. You live you live in her house, not the other way around. So you have to do everything for her. All right. So back to what I was doing. So yeah. Let's share my screen, and hopefully you guys can see my screen now. So what I did is we have, so again, just trying to jog my memory a bit. We've got this start part, and then we provide a layer. Yeah. So yes. Um, Again, trying to remember everything. So yeah. We need to register handlers, and what I did is in this register handler, I am passing what I call a zero event handler. And this zero event handler, basically what I do is I pass a consumer function, and this consumer function takes an E, so whatever this type is, and returns a URIO with a Scala context and unit. So basically, a URIO means that this function should not be able to fail. Um, and then we can have a context made out of a Scalabot context. So right now my Scalabot context is a Scalabot specific context with the addition of the Z environment provided by CO. And it should return a unit. So unit means nothing. So here what I want is I want to have a function that takes an E as an input and returns a zero that cannot fail. So I need to make sure that I catch my exceptions. And if it doesn't fail, then it will return nothing. Okay. Another thing I did, so what I do is once I get this consumer function defined here, then I pass a custom layer which is defined here. By default, I'm using the full custom layer provided. I've extracted the layer into a class, and I put this full custom layer and the runtime here. So a runtime basically is how I want my application to run. So right now, by default, I use the out-of-the-box Zio runtime, which I can configure. So here, what this is going to give me is, it will give me is a runtime providing me with zenv, and this zenv is giving me a clock, a console, a system, random, and blocking. Um, the the reason why we have these is, like, say, for example, console will allow me to write to the console, to read from the console. Clock is if I want to get the time from this, so that can be useful. For example, if later I have tests and I want to work on the clock and pretend that we are advancing the time and things like this. Random. So random, I have what is nice about random is that I can set the seed that I want to use, and that way that allows me to reproduce my different problems. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm just running this function, and I pass the context. If I have a problem, then in that case, what I'm doing is I am capturing this error. And actually, I probably don't need to do that because it's a URIO. So URIO means that I succeed with an A and cannot fail. Ooh, so probably I don't even need, where was I? Yeah, probably I don't even need to do a fold here, because that means that, yeah, I guess I can get rid of that. Oh, no, because here, what it takes is, why is it, okay, Control C. So I have this T, which which is of type E, and then I've got this consumer function, and this consumer function returns a Scala unit. I'm not quite sure why I am getting this, because oh yes. The Scala context, when I pass this Scala context could have a failure. Meaning that, for example, if I'm not able to read the configuration, that could cause a problem, could cause an error, and that is why when I do provide custom layer, that actually returns a zero with a potential error. So that's why an error has occurred, and I am going to while providing the custom layer. There we go. That should be a bit. That will be a good reminder for me for later. And then, so again, my consumer function is back to just being a URIO. And what I do is I try to run this. Okay. Good. All right. So in my main, what I did is I had this register event handler, and I've got this message received handler. So this one, basically, let's go back to it. I am defining an effect. So this effect, as I indicate, takes a channel message event and returns a URIO of Scala context and unit. So basically what I am expecting. And then I can use this event. So what I'm doing here is, okay, I've got an event of type channel message event, and here I do get message information, and I store the value here in this MSG, which is a string. Then I've got get message context of the event, so I get here the message context, and this is a map of string and object. And then I convert this to a command which I try to run. Okay, so I think I'm starting to remember everything. Good, and here I've got result.fold. So if I have a problem, then in that case, I log the problem and I don't do anything else. An error was encountered while processing a channel message event. Otherwise, I don't do anything. So that is equivalent to me doing identity, I guess. And this here should work again. So let me start here. I'm gonna go and okay, so that is on cd mount d work. What is it called again? Funky functor. There we go. And then I am in the Scala. So now if I do an spt compile, I should be able to compile everything. Let's see. So far so good. All right, now I am compiling stuff. So let's see, compiling two Scala sources, and hopefully this time that should work. Yeah, so yes, absolutely. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just returning an identity, and then when I've got this effect, I pass it to this CO event handler. Good, so I should be able now to run my bot. So let's give it a try. I think that was set variable.sh, which is going to pass certain environment variables, such as the passwords and user-specific information, and I should be able to run it. Okay, let's see, set current project. And probably I should a bit later, I'm going to add a new feature. You know what? Let's do this now. I'm going to go to the project. So that was on GitHub, and I'm not going to be working on the Grimly bot today. So the Scala bot, which is right here, and in the project, I'm going to add a new task. Jump right in. Okay, so I have here, where is it? Scala bot. Cool. And I want to add message to the chat when Scalabot is online. That will be a good way for me to remember about it. Oh, by the way, the add Boolean operators, I did that, and integrate text parser to the SB command, Scalabot commands. That is currently what I'm doing right now. Yeah, okay, so let's leave it aside for a bit. Okay, it seems that I am connected, so let's try to run ff_ping, and the funky functor bot replied pong, so that seems to be working. Awesome. Yeah, okay, so my configuration is configuration, and everything seems to be working fine. Oh, I wasn't expecting it to be working, actually. Oh, that feels good. That feels super good. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to add a new command, eval, which is going to take everything that comes after eval and try to run it through the bot shell. Okay, so let's look at what I did for ping. So let's go back here. So what I'm doing here is I've got this message received handler. Okay, I've got these command.toCommand where I get the message and the message context. What does the message context do again? Okay, so it extracts the channel name and the chat and retrieves the chat object. So this chat object, if I remember, is what I am using to write back to the chat. So very important to get it. And I'm getting a map that contains this channel name and chat client. Okay, so that makes sense. I get it. Okay, and then command.toCommand. So right now here, what I am doing is I am getting a command string and doing a command out of it. Okay. So first of all, I check if the command starts with an exclamation mark. If not, then it says that this is not a proper command, and probably I could maybe change that later. So let's add this as another to-do. See if it is possible to not start a command string with exclamation mark, like that. All right. So if that is not starting with an exclamation mark, then what I do is I try to split it with so \s means that this is a white space character, I believe, and to indexed sequence. So what I'm doing here is I am splitting everything by empty spaces. So if I have 1 space 2 space 3, that will give me an array of 1 2 3. And then I want to get a sequence out of it. Then here I've got this command map.get splitstring.head. So should I? Yeah, since that should be fine, because already here I am testing to see if I am starting with an exclamation mark. So head should not be empty. That makes sense. Okay, and then I've got the zero from option. So constructor OPT, which is So here what I'm doing is I get the first part of my command, and I have a command maps that associates this string to the to command. And if I find it, if I didn't find it, then I say command not found for yada yada yada. Okay, let's try that. So I am going to send a query, say ff don't exist, and that should, if I, okay, so if I open now, I see here ff don't exist. However, I don't have any error message saying that this command, I couldn't find this command. Interesting. Should I, oh, else fail, okay. Oopsie, no, 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 that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to get, so if I bubble up, so back here, command.to command, I should be expecting to have a log error with an error was encountered while processing a channel message event, and I should have this, and I didn't see it. Huh. Because that would be the case here. So command not found for, and I would be expecting to be getting a exclamation mark ff don't exist. Okay. Never mind. Okay. So here, okay, it's actually not really a command, it's a command constructor, meaning that the command could be flexible, and right now I need to have something that for given a specific key has a constructor, and this constructor will create a command that will reply back to me. So that allows for more flexibility. Okay, so then I've got this constructor.get command with the tail and the environment variables. Okay, good. And if I have an error, I'm going to say impossible to create a command for command string. Okay, and I will log the error of the message. Okay, and then I will say error details in info, and I can get the command and the split string and as a new exception. All right, so I am not sure why. So right now, I am not sure why I am not getting. So right now, I am getting a from option. Okay, that gives me an IO of option nothing. So basically, that's a none and A. Or else fail. So that says if I have, let's see. So that gives me something of type exception. Okay. Let's see. Yes, so I have an error, and then this error gets wrapped into this message received exception. Okay. So why? Mhm. So let's think about it. I would be expecting to be having, since I have an error, which is not really an error to be frank, but I should still be getting this log error here. So why is it not working the way it should? Log error and then cause. Let's try to see if it is because of this cause right here. I am going to surround it with, oh no, with a command. So that changes the signature of this method. I am going to stop this guy. There we go. Running that again. seconds. I just want to see if it is because of the log error not working the way it should, or the way I expect it to work, or what. Because normally log.error with just a string returns this. I don't know if I pass the cause, that could be meaning something else, so that's what I want to test right now. So running main. Okay. Fail to load main class. Yeah. Not to worry. I am still getting information here. Alright, so let me try again to do an FF thing, and it will reply pong. Good. And if I try to do an FF don't exist, I get it. However, it doesn't do anything, and I don't even have any error message. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So could it be something else? So I have this log error. Is it that I'm never getting an exception? Let's try and check that. Right, impossible to create error. So I am slightly going to change this map errors, and instead I'm going to pass an expression. So here, this map error is giving me an exception like that. Good. And in the end, I still want to have a message received exception with this exception. However, I want to do a log dot. I think I'm in info, so let's try log dot info. What do I want to do? Log info. Transforming exception like that. And okay, that's not going to be a map, that's going to be a flat map, because I am using a log.info, so that returns a 0, and instead, and so here I am saying, and then I want to have a 0.success, or succeed, on this thing. Okay, so why is it highlighting? Oh, replace with as. Yeah, cool. Cool. Alright, so let's reorganize it, reformat the code. Yes, it seems to be okay. I am going to just stop this thing. Okay, I said stop this. Come on. Doesn't seem to. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's try to run that again. Okay. So it is running. Okay. So let's try with ff.exist, and I see that I have this transforming exception here. So that means that I am passing through this this part. Okay, so let's change to debug. I think out of the box, let's see. That would be my source main resources application.conf. No, that's not the one. Where could it be then? Did I forget to put a... So I have Java resource Scala, but did I forget to put a configuration file for my SF4J? Oh, okay, that would explain why it is complaining at the beginning then. Okay, not to worry. Not a big deal. I know that I am getting, and maybe in here, do I get, so I've got running, it doesn't say, so I am capturing info, that is good. Okay, I am going to, let's see, maybe that is indicated somewhere. So I have custom layer, configuration, where is it? So somewhere I am defining my log. So I've got full custom layer. Okay, so that is here. It's all configured in here. So right now I've got this log. I can get everything as an info. Let's change it to debug. That will help me a bit. And then call it log format with root logo name come funky functor scala part. Okay, should be fine. Should be perfectly fine. So I am gonna change back to. So I've got this exception here. So let's see. I've got command up to command. That was where I was. And I see transforming exception to a, and then let's be a bit more precise about what we're doing and reformat this whole thing. Okay. So what is happening here is so I have this thing here. So if, and then the if ends there, and that is for my object command. So I am passing here, that's the last thing. It should be returning a message received exception. Why am I not? And that should short circuit the whole thing and return an exception. So let's see. Yield command dot run. Okay, and this gets assigned to result. And then in result I have result.fault because I want to handle if I have a problem. And so I've got this exe and then log error. An error was encountered while processing a channel message event. However, I never see this log message. So why? Let's see. Oh, I think I know. So what is happening is that it will, this log error, so that's not really a fold that I want. I want to have a fold M because right now I want to have my exception and I want to transform it into something else. So let me, hang on, I'm just going to finish this and just change that because that's not an identity anymore. That's going to be a 0 dot. Do they have 0 units? Yes. Cool. Okay, yeah. So what was happening is this log.error is returning a 0, and here that was returning a unit. And it tries, the compiler is going to try to find the common denominator. So the common denominator is going to be unit. It will not try to evaluate this log.error. So if I change it from a change it from a fold to a fold M, what it does is that it's now expecting to transform stuff into a zero format, which means that this zero format is going to get evaluated. So let's try that again. I am going to Control C that if my application allows me. Yes. And set variable.sh. Let's try to run this guy again, and hopefully this time that should work. Okay, so, and right now I am in the dev environment, so that's why it takes so long to get everything to reload. When I compile stuff, it should go much faster. It's a bit annoying, but yeah, I probably could make it a bit better if I was not running on Windows. I see if I can move it, move my dev environment to a Mac or something. Okay, so it is running now. I am going to try to run the command again. Okay. So trying to run the command. And now, yes, I have an error was encountered while processing a channel message event. Fiber failed and unchecked error was produced. Sweet. Yes. And I have this, an error has occurred while processing a received message caused by exception, command constructor not found for FF don't exist. Yes, that is exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, so that is working the way it should now. That is great stuff. Okay, so now I want to have, so in this message handler, I am going to get, so I've got this ping constructor with get tuple. So this thing here is my command map, which associate a string to a command constructor. So I need to do the same thing as I did for ping constructor. I am going to create an batch eval constructor, for example. So let's see. So I've got, where are they? Command, okay. So let's do that. Where is, so I've got ping here. I'm going to create a new one for eval. Oh, actually, let me copy this one. I am going to paste it and rename it. So instead of ping, I want to call it eval. Okay. Yes, I want to add eval. And instead of ping constructor, I am going to call it eval constructor, and it will extend command constructor. And this one will work with, let's try to see, do I already have eval? Let's see. It doesn't do anything, and the current other bot that I'm using, stream element, doesn't seem to have this eval, so that seems to be good. And yeah, let's see, did it complain again? Yes, it did complain again about eval, so that's good. It's gonna be a bit verbose, but for now that should be fine. So override get command, so for chat, so right now I am retrieving the chat and the channel, and I am creating a ping command from that. And this ping command, when I try to run it, is going to do this Twitch chat does send message. Okay, so command. So let's see. Command has a run that returns a unit. Let's see if I can't change this, because I want to have it a bit more complex. I want to have a command that could be returning a 0. And then I want to have access to my Scala bot exception. Oh, hang on, let me, yeah, that was a unit I had at the beginning. So I said, and actually in main, I think I have, yeah, so that is, I want to have a zero of a Scala context, Scala exception, and A. So right now, I want to use a Scala environment. Yeah, so command, I want to have a Scala environment that returns a unit for my command. Good. So ping is probably going to break now. Where is ping? It is here. Okay. So it is breaking, but not to worry. I am going to surround this with a zero like that. Okay, let's import it. Why? Oh yeah, because the signature is different. Yes. So right now it returns a boolean, which is not exactly what I wanted to do. So let's do a fold m even, same thing as before. And if I have an error, exe, I'm going to do a log.error, and I'm going to say, actually, what is interesting is that hey Ryan, how are you? So I have a log.error, and I am, oh, is it? Well, I'm always having problems between the microphone being robotic or the streams getting interrupted. I am really having lots of problems with everything. How are you doing? So log.error and unexpected error occurred like this. And I want to pass my cause. Let's see, I'm gonna try and play a bit with my settings. Yeah, I probably, ooh, do you want to share what the name of your startup company, what it would be then? So in the meantime, I see that what I want to do is very similar to that, and as usual, it's not good to repeat myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 8A. Oh, 8A. That is interesting. Is it like is it like a pun on ETA but 8A or something like this? Good stuff. So in the meantime, I'm gonna call that Zio utils 8A. 8A. Okay. data. Yeah, that's okay. That makes way more sense than 8A. Congrats. Oh yeah, that's really awesome, man. I really like that the possibility you have to be to register a domain. Maybe keep it. I mean, there's probably just you and I on the chat right now. Let me take a look. There's not that many of us, but yeah, don't keep this name for yourself because that there is you have a possibility to register the domain, but that doesn't mean that your trademark belongs to you. So you want to be careful about this kind of stuff. Like for example, personally, I had to register the Funky Functor trademark. It hasn't been approved, but at least I can prove that I did that. This was created already. So if someone comes after me and try to register that, I can say, hey, dude, I already have it. So yeah, so be careful about this kind of stuff. I am a bit paranoid about this, but I know a few persons who lost some good domains, and yeah. So what did I want to do? Yes, I wanted to do process IZO, and that takes a ZO as input. Yeah. So let's see. Process ZO. It takes an let's see. It takes so the variable part is going to be A, and the flexible part is going to be is no. What did I call that again? I called it a Scala environment. I probably should change it to something else. So that is the Scala environment of type A, and that returns a ZO of Scala specific context, nothing, because I don't want to be able to instantiate this, and a, no, unit instead. And what it does is that it takes my ZO and does a fold M. Okay. Well, bon appetit. So whatever the result is, if everything works fine, I want to return a ZO dot, come on, ZO, no, Z, like this. Let's do the import, so maybe it will stop annoying the heck out of me. So ZO dot unit, there we go. So that is what I want to return if everything's fine. If I have a problem, so let's see. Oh, problem with. So if I have a problem, I am going to take the exception, and I want to do a log dot error. And right now it is complaining because it doesn't know about log, so I'm doing this import. Log.error, I could probably I need to pass a error message. Error message is going to be a lazily evaluated string, because if I don't have any problem, then in that case I don't want to do this, and then that's it. Okay, so right now it complains because it needs a Scala context instead of a Scala specific context. Okay, never returns a string. Oh, now let's do this lazily evaluated and then pass the cost of die of my exception like this. So I get the details of my problem. Cool. So now I can use this ZUUtils.processZO instead. So let's do that. ZUUtils.processZO, and I want to get my results, and the error I'm going to get is this, and I just close my parentheses. So that makes it much easier to read. And I said I want to do the same thing here. So let's change this back to ZUUtils, and I take that thing, and the error message is unexpected error while processing the ping command. Okay, so why is it complaining? Because this Twitch chat.send message is not a ZO, so let's wrap this guy in that and make this so type annotation. Okay, so why is it complaining now? So Scala context, Scala exception A, and Scala context nothing in units, so nothing should work, I believe. So why is it complaining? ZO does not. Oh yeah, ZUUtils, but that was the process CO method that I wanted to run. And so now, yeah, process CO, I'm going to change it so that instead of taking a Scalabot environment, I am going to take a task, I guess. And instead, so that was Scala, but context and A. Is it too many type arguments for task expected one? Okay, never mind. So let's put the whole thing. So it takes as entry is Scalabot context. Could be returning a throwable if we have an error. Otherwise, it returns an A. And then I have this thing. So I've got CO error message, and that gives me a lazily evaluated string, which I only evaluate if I need it. And then if I have an error, then I log this error. Otherwise, I return a unit. Okay, that seems to be fine. So ping now is not complaining anymore. Let's reformat the whole thing, and that seems to already be properly formatted, which sounds kind of weird. And why is it complaining now? Okay, so semicolon on new line expected. Okay, so why? So this one is a CO okay. Let's see, should my command why is it like that? So it is still returning this. Process ZO takes a ZO and an error message. Let's split it into two different things. Maybe it's going to work a bit better then. So on one side, val as is going to be this guy. Good. And then I pass it here, and so now, okay, I've got two curly braces, and okay, that seems better. All right. So okay. So I need to do the same thing now with eval. And you know what? I am going to try and see if I can make my voice a bit less robotic. I just thought of something, so give me one sec. I'm going to change the. Just one sec. Okay. Okay, that should be. Is it a bit better now? I don't know if you're here, Ryan, but if you are, let me know. Let me know if the voice is a bit better. I think I changed the configuration a tiny bit, and hopefully that should be a bit better and a bit less robotic. Okay, so now with my ping command. Okay, so I have here my command, and I retrieve everything, and then I want to create a ping command. The problem I have is that this ping command, so all right, okay, that is redundant. So here that's going to be an eval command like that. Oopsie, nope. And I want to get the remainder of my command. So everything but um, everything but the beginning of my command. So let's think about it. I have the command key here. I have a command constructor. Oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in command constructor and create a method that, so right now I have get command with a command string. Yeah, no, that's not what I want. What I want is, let's see, I want to have a def, hmm, and how can I call that? Get remainder or get command, um, get command string maybe. And what I do is I want to have, so I have command key as a string. The other one is the command itself. So the command as a string. Okay, so, and that will return a string instead. So what I want is, and let's write this down. So if I have something that says hello and then world, I want it to return only world. If if I have something that says hello space beautiful world, I want it to return beautiful world. So I want to remove everything that comes. So I want to remove only the command key and keep everything after. example that I want to test is I set, and then because that will be something that I want to use, hello world, and this one should give me world only. I don't need, so I want to get everything that comes after hello world. Okay, so let's think about it. In Scala we have multiple different things. So str dot, no, that's command, and I want to get find. Is there find? No, find car is boolean, or find last. No, what I want is, let's think about it. I want to be getting let's see. I want to get everything that comes after. So replace my car sequence, which could be working potentially, but so replace first anything that matches this regex. Let's see. So I want a command that says do I have something that contains? Yeah, so I can say contains. So let's see. Let's go step by step, and I probably need something else to wake me up. So if no, if command dot contains command key. So if command does not contain command key, in that case I return the command as is. Otherwise, else, I need to find the first occurrence of the command key I need to find the first occurrence of a command key and get everything after. So let's think. Oh, I'm really brain dead today. So let's see. If command starts with command key, like that. In that case, that's the first case, I want to get everything that that comes after. So I want to get command dot substring, and the begin index is command key dot length, I think, dot trim, because I want to remove all the spaces before and after. Else, so else what I want to do is I want to remove the first character and try that again and again and again. So because of the first condition, I know that I have the command key in my string. So let's think about it. Let's see, command. Let's see if I can take command as a to sequence, maybe. That's a wrapped string. What is a wrapped string? I'm not familiar with these. So, okay, to sequence. So like that equal this. Oh, it doesn't seem to be working, does it? Cannot resolve. Okay, let's see. Val and this val. Okay. Let's think about it. Um, Not sure what I need to do here. Uh, I want to test. So I want to get my commands. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to run get command string with my command, but actually I want to have the substring of everything that comes after the first character. And yeah, that should be working then. So if after the first character it still doesn't, okay. So I will create a test just to be sure that just to test this. So where is the copy reference? Yeah, copy reference. I am going to go to my test, Scala new Scala class, like that. Command constructor test, or was it test or spec, or how did I call them? Commands test. Okay. So Scala new Scala class, command constructor test. Good. And then I want to get, so I've got my permissions here. So I need to have this. I am going to actually copy most of these. So where is it? Command constructor test. So let's paste this import. Then I need to have my spec like this. And I'm going to take one test. Okay, good. I am going to close everything that I don't need. There we go. Right, so test 101. And here I want to say, so for command constructor, like this, good. Okay, what was the problem again? Z-spec environment failures. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the extents like that. And yes, it's not complaining anymore. Okay, so command constructor, and then here what I want to test in particular. So where is command constructor? Was it in command? Yeah, it was in command. So I want to test get command string. So that is the one that I want to run. Get command string, and then I've got this test01. And let's copy this. Okay, so now I have command constructor. Okay, and what I am going to do is I am going to put this. Okay, so an owner should have access to everything. So now in this one, I need to create a new command constructor. All right, so val constructor like this. so I'm going to leave it as these question marks, which are placeholders for stuff that needs to be implemented. Since I don't need them, I am not going to implement them. Good. All right. So what I want to do is I want to run assertions. So I need to assert that, and let's say, so let's see, instead of doing some fancy stuff, I am going to just copy and paste these things, and I think I will understand myself what that means. So if I have hello world, and actually I'm going to change that to hello. So assert that. Do I have an assert equal maybe? No. Okay, so assert that constructor dot get comment string for that was hello world equals, and as we said above, that should be equal to world. Okay. So why is it highlighted now? Missing argument list with assertions. Okay, assert true then. Yes, assert true seems to be working. And I am going to do the same thing again and again. So test 1, test 2, 3, and 4. So let's see. So can access test. I have test. So 2 is going to be this. There we go. That is 2. This one is 1. This one is going to be 3. So 3 is I said hello world, and I should be getting hello. I should be getting everything that comes after, like that. And finally, test 4 is going to be being world, and that should be returning the whole string itself, like that. Okay, without being modified. Okay, so assert truth of this thing here, ping world, should be returning ping world itself, because the two of them are different. Good. This one was has said hello world, like that, and that should be returning world, so that is correct. Okay. That one was hello beautiful world, and that should be returning beautiful world. So where is it? Here, so hello world, hello beautiful world, and that should be returning, as I said, beautiful world. Good. So I've got test 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So let's do this. Test. Test 1, 2. Test 3, and test 4, like that. And then I want to do that was an object, I believe. Yes, it was an object. Okay, so I have these guys. So test101, test1023, and they seem to be running. So let's try to run this guy and see if my method does what it should be doing. Okay, so there was an error somewhere. So in eval Scala 1916, okay, yes. Yeah, it doesn't compile. No surprise, it has the old signature. So I'm gonna put some placeholder for now. I just want this guy to run. Is it gonna compile? I have no idea. Seems to be working, that's good. Okay, and now the tests are running. And all the tests were green. Good. So it is doing what I am expecting it to do. Cool. All right. So I'm going to keep this. I don't want to have any regression. So I have that, and I can use this. So in my command constructor, I can pass get command. And let's change that. Instead of having a sequence of string, I want to have just the string that contains the whole command, like this. So ping again is going to fail, which is okay. Ping was just for demonstrating stuff, so that's not a big deal. Right. So now I have a command, and yeah, it wasn't even using this command, I believe. I don't see it being used. Okay. Alright, so ping command. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing this pong and good stuff. Alright, so let's paste it for eval. Cool. So now eval, I am getting the Twitch chat, the channel. Actually, I'm going to change that a bit. I want to be getting the command as well. So the Twitch chat is going to be used for, well, the chat to be able to write back to my chat. The channel is where I want to write, but I also need the command. So the command itself. Or the command arguments, I'm going to call it, because I don't really care about the name of commands. And this one is going to be a string. So so I have this eval command like that. And I want to pass. So this is my constructor. I can use this thing, which I created earlier, which is my get command string. Where is it? So chat channel get command string of, and here I want to have, and I'm just going to put it as a val because that's always going to be the same. So get command string of my command arguments. Good. So that gives me everything that comes after my argument. Alright, so I have this new eval command. So if I restart and I type exclamation mark eval, that is, instead of putting pong, I am going to write command arguments instead. I am not parsing it yet. I just want to say eval, I get a string and I return the string. It's just for making sure that everything so far is working. All right. So let's go back here. I am going to stop this guy. And let me run that again. I probably should clean this up because it's not a proper command. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. All right, so everything is restarting. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Because I changed the signature, so that's why it doesn't work anymore. All right, so command Scala on 2835, command and 28. Okay, so now this is why it is not happy with. And instead, I want to pass the command string like this. Okay, good. And maybe I should maybe not do anything here. What is... Yeah, I will create... let's put it on the to-do list. I need to create a do nothing command. So create a do nothing command for how can I explain that? For cases where I don't have any command. So, oopsie, no. So that I can replace this, instead of doing a zio.val, I can just return this do nothing command instead. Actually, that's pretty easy to do. Let's do that. So in my, where was it? Not in custom layer. That was in message received. No, that was in command, I believe. Yeah, so that was here. So def to command, is command an object? Yes, perfect. Okay, so I want to do a lazy val. And I'm going to call it do nothing command equal, and that is going to be a default command. No. What is this do nothing command? It is a command. So that is going to be an object that extends command. So, okay, that is an object, do nothing command, that extends, that is just a regular command, except that it does nothing. So when I need to override this method, it's going to take a Scala environment and return a unit. So here I want to say that this will instead return a zio.unit. And if I have a problem, what it does is that it gives me a zio dot succeed of my do nothing command. Okay, so now it doesn't start with an exclamation mark, that's not going to log anything anymore. It's not going to be considered. Again, so do I still sound very robotic, Ryan? I tried to change a bit my microphone settings, but I'm not sure. I still hear the ringing in the backside in the background. Okay, so now I have my 0.succeed of do nothing. All right. So I'm going to try that again. Let's run this. So far, so good. Let's cross fingers. It is compiling, so that's a good sign, I guess. Okay, it is running. Okay, so let's try that. I said Eva. Do I still sound like a robot? Dang it. Command constructor not found for eval. So did I? Oh, I think I forgot to put in the command map. Yes, I forgot to put in the command map. So I need to do that. So eval constructor dot get double. Like that. Cool. Okay, so I am gonna stop this thing. And try to run that again. Yeah, the problem is I am in a very small room and I don't have much furniture. Well, I do have furniture around. It's just that I don't have anything to absorb the sound, and that is probably why it sounds so much like a robot. It's very annoying. Okay, so let's see. Eval, is this working? No, no. I think the microphone is fine. It's just the configuration here, and so I have. It is saying eval is this working, but it is not returning. Ah, let's think. It is not returning. Is this working? It should. So eval constructor. Let's see. I get my chat. I get my channel. All right. Yeah, no, it seems that everything's plugged properly. Do I? Let me see. I might have. Yeah, I've got some headsets. I'm gonna try to connect to my other computer and listen to myself. Try to see. Try to hear what it sounds like. Give me one sec. Okay, so now I should hear myself, and let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm hearing what you're hearing, and I think this is something to do with the connection more than with the microphone itself. Dang it. What I will do is that this is currently recorded. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to post on YouTube this video instead of the one being recorded on Twitch. But thanks for the feedback. I'm gonna try to see if I can change anything about the settings. Or maybe that could be, let's see. Actually, now that you mentioned that, I realized that this morning I had some problems with the audio, so that might be because of that as well. Huh, interesting. That's why working sorry. Working on Twitch is not easy. It's so much more complicated than I thought it was. I also think that next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be separating my streaming computer from my dev and computer, because I have lots of problems if the dev crashes and the stream ends and this kind of stuff happened to me in the past. Okay, so this thing here doesn't work the way it should. Um, let's put a debug statement and analyze this. So let's see. Full custom layer, and I am okay. So I am in debug mode. That's good. So in my eval, what I want to do is I want to do a log.debug like that, and then I want to return this, or maybe log.debug and then as, and then Twitch chat. So why is this log not working? Oh yeah, I need to import it. And then log.debug, I'm going to say received, and then I'm going to pass this command arguments for my eva command. Okay, so first I log, and then I try to send my message. Yes, okay, that seems to be what I want. And in the end, I do a zero utils.process0, and I do this. Okay. All right. So let's try to stop this thing and try that again. Control C. Let's run that again with the environment variables. compiling everything. I just want to make sure now that I am getting the proper reply. And if I do, then I want to understand why I am not replying the same thing. Okay, so this is ready. I have my eval, and I'm going to say this is a test. So I see here, this is a test, but I am not getting any other thing. So that should be, I should have seen received that, and I did not. So I have this eval constructor with eval that should get called. And then I've got this get command with the whole command string. Okay, let's see, should I put some log.debug and so let's say constructing, and I'm actually going to put it after that, constructing and eval command with arguments, and the different arguments I'm going to pass. So the first one is my channel, and I need to pass channel, and then the second one I am interested in is command, and the command is going to be command arguments like that. Okay, so I should be getting this. Let's go back one step. So I have my comments map that takes my eval constructor. All right. Command constructor not found for this guy. No worries. Impossible to create a command for command string. I don't have that, so that should be okay. And transforming exception. All right, so let's stop and launch that again. Okay, so compiling one Scala source, that's okay. I'm getting ready on the chat, and I want to say fail to load class. Okay, so eval test, and now it says constructing an eval command with arguments channel funky functor. Perfect. Command eval test. Perfect. Why is it not giving me what I'm expecting it to give? So let's go back. I have this thing here. Then I yield a new eval command. So that should be returning this eval command. However, run is never called. Interesting. So let's go back to my commands. So, okay, I've got this constructor.get command. So this is what I am calling, and that seems to be working. Then I yield this command. Maybe, just maybe, I should be to say retrieved command, and I am just going to pass here the command. So I want to make sure that I am getting something out of it. Okay. So then I yield the command to this Scala environment, and I have these two commands. Okay. So again, where was this called from? So find usages, and I have this command dot to command, and then I've got my command dot run. Okay, so let's see. Is it because I am command dot run like this, and I need to return result instead? I think it might just be it. However, that would not explain why. That would not explain why I am. Okay, let's leave it aside for now and see if that works. All right, so far so good. Compiling to Scala sources. Great. I'm gonna test the ffping as well because that sounds weird. ff underscore ping, and the bot replied pong, so that's good. And let's try now eval test, and the bot is responding test. Okay, so that was it. Dang it. Thanks, Itzhak. Yeah, it's I think I've got some problem with my microphone today. I've probably going to stop my stream early just because of that. That's really annoying. Sorry about this. So right now, ah, well, at least I am seeing my messages. That is good. Okay, constructing an eval command is the, so now let's do that. Eval is the bot running fine. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I feel your pain. A lot of us have been working on this guy. I was lucky because oh, by the way, I didn't check if the Scala bot is using log4j. I doubt it does, but let's make sure. is it? I use SLF4J, but I don't use log4j. So I guess it's okay. I don't see any log4j anywhere. I've got commands logging. Yep. In any case, good luck with that, Itzhak. It's we've been suffering with this. Trust me, we have. I shouldn't complain because my team at work didn't have this problem. But for personal projects, I had a lot of work to do for that. So yeah, I I can I'm not suffering as much as others. Okay, so now I have my eval is actually returning this. So what I want to do is I want to pass this eval and I want to evaluate it with Batch. Okay, so let's take a look at Batch and how it works again. I haven't touched it in like 2 or 3 weeks and I probably don't remember anything. So, okay, so Batch, I pass expressions and I am expecting to be getting replies back. Okay, so the way I do that is I am expecting to be getting a string back. Um, and how do I test that? So test expression evaluation, I test, okay. So test expression parsing and return expression. So what I am doing is I am doing an evaluation to string. So value dot evaluate. You know what? Before I start this, I'm going to take a break and try to disconnect. I wonder if it is a connection problem. So I will try to connect because right now I'm using the Wi-Fi and it might be because of that. So give me 1 sec. I'm gonna try a few things